You send the cold email, they watch the video sales letter, aka the VSL, aka the education-based marketing video. Now they're sitting across from you. They're 80 to 90% pre-sold. They're ready to go. Let's make them the offer. So in the last two videos, we built out the beginning of this model. We were setting up your client getting system. I showed you the exact email, everything. Today, we are closing the deal. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play you a live, entirely unscripted sales call with a local business owner, and you're going to hear exactly how I frame the full stack AI system, the exact words I use to handle their objections, and how to confidently ask for the sale. So if you're new here, my name's Mike Marin. I don't just teach this stuff. I actually run these systems every single day. So take notes on the pacing, the framework, the pitch, and let's jump straight into the Zoom sales call now. All right, guys, welcome back. So in the last video, we covered the education-based marketing video sales letter, which was right here. So we broke that down. Again, nothing was held back. You got to see that. And the goal of that is so that they book an appointment, right? They book a 15-minute audit call. You saw the call to action to that. And they book on your calendar. But a lot of times you'll also get people to just reply to this email, which is in the PS here, or give me a ring at this number. So they could also call you or reply or book on the calendar, right? Now, this is a 15-minute audit call. Very, very simple. Again, I literally make this 15 minutes, and really the sales call is number one, you're going to set the agenda. That's what any good sales call, you're going to set the agenda. Hey, do you mind if I set an agenda so that we get to make the most out of our time? And then really what you're going to do is get permission to ask questions. And then once you start asking questions, we're going to find the gap, where they are, where they want to go, make sure that this is the right fit, and then we're going to simply just sell the next appointment, right? Because we don't want to make this an hour call, especially if it's someone cold like he was. They just saw a cold email, responded here. This is actually this guy's call. Hey, let's set up a call on Friday at 2 p.m. And then I set this up for Tuesday. So with that said, let's get to this call, and we're going to start it here.
Yeah, okay. Okay. Well, perfect. Well, hey, I got about 15 minutes. Do you mind if I set an agenda so that we can spend our time as efficiently as possible, and then we kind of take it from there? Yep. Okay, perfect. So I guess how much do you know about what we do? Did you get a chance to watch the video in its entirety?
It looks like you have more like question-specific marketing, where it's more lead generation rather than just like basic, throw it out there kind of advertising.
Yeah.
Okay. So really quickly, set up the agenda so we can use our time as efficiently as possible. The only part you missed was just, us saying hello and in the very beginning and his name, right? Which I'm blurring. If there's silences, it's because I'm blurring things out for privacy. However, the first thing I ask actually after I set the agenda is I want to do a temperature check, and I want to see, okay, did they watch the video, right? Because a lot of times people will, especially with him, he replied to the email. So did he actually watch the video, right? So I want a temperature check and see how much he knows about me. If he didn't watch the video, I'm going to do more of an elevator pitch, right? Which you could still make an entire sale without a video sales letter. You just would basically say, do really quick compress what you would do in a video sales letter, which is here's what we do, here's what we're about, here's why we're different, and what I want to, and then transition into the beginning of this call, which is what I want to do is find out more about you, your business, what your goals are, and see if it makes sense for us to plan a second call, right? So you'll hear me do that. So I'll press play again.
Exactly. Perfect. So that's exactly what we do. So we're a direct response agency, and everything we focus on is generating inquiries that turn into appointments, which turn into new patients, which ultimately is, more money, which is what everyone wants, right? So, everything that we do is measurable and trackable down.
And again, I will just, I'll rewind that for a second. But again, notice how the focus is on that B2B temperature. It's I'm going to drive you inquiries, which is going to get you calls, which is going to get you appointment, which is going to ultimately more money. So again, I'll stop pausing it.
Okay.
Here we go.
Okay. Well, perfect. Well, hey, I got about 15 minutes. Do you mind if I set an agenda so that we can spend our time as efficiently as possible, and then we kind of take it from there?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So I guess how much do you know about what we do? Did you get a chance to watch the video in its entirety?
It looks like you have more like question-specific marketing, where it's more lead generation rather than just like basic, throw it out there kind of advertising.
Yeah, exactly. Perfect. So that's exactly what we do. So we're a direct response agency, and everything we focus on is generating inquiries that turn into appointments, which turn into new patients, which ultimately is, more money, which is what everyone wants, right? So, I mean, everything that we do is measurable and trackable down to the dollars and cents. So we're not about likes or branding or any of that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. And we specialize in the cool sculpting space. So, and one thing that is different is we do work on an exclusive basis when we partner on. So we're reaching out. We have one other partner, but they're not within the 7-mile radius, which we grant the exclusive. And we do have another partner. But with that said, we're looking for the best possible partner in the area where you guys are, up in yeah, it's hard to say.
Where's the closest one? You said that you work with somebody.
Yeah, we have a client that I'm trying to go over here. They're so you're a little bit away from, so it's not too far. And then we have another client that we work with that's literally right in the center of. Okay. But I mean, that's I wouldn't want to serve ads for you there anyway, because there's so many cool sculpting providers in. So if we serve ads, we're generating business for other people.
Yeah, we do like 7 and 9-mile radius, and we exclude. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, that's exactly what you want to do. So, I mean, really what I wanted to do on this call is just find out more about what you're currently doing, what's worked in the past, and then see if it's a fit, us moving forward and scheduling more in-depth conversation.
Well, we're pretty.
So again, like if he would have said that, yes, I watched the video, then I would have compressed that a bit more. And then I would have said, cool. So what I want to do on this call is find out more about you, your business, what your goals are for the future, and then see if it's worth us planning a second call where we can plan out those results more in depth. Does that make sense? Or does that sound fair, right? I should have added a tie down. You want to get momentum on all these calls. Again, you don't have to be perfect, as you'll see. I chose this string of calls for you because it's like the last breakdown I did of a full cold to soul sale was kind of like a perfect one. Everyone's like, this is perfect. So this one I wanted, and that was in the neograph niche. This one I wanted to show you, again, different niche, as well as when the process kind of gets a little bit thrown off. So
aggressive on social media, so Instagram and Facebook, and we actually go around 7, 8 miles times 9, and I actually pick towns. Like a lot of my marketing, instead of just saying a 7 miles, I actually pick everything down as to eliminate towns I'm interested in.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah,
so
and
you're serving
like a lot of times gender specific, and a lot of times I pick the age bracket also. But we don't do much in lead generation. It's more of a just an age bracket thing, and gender thing, and sometimes interests. Yeah, and it's mostly to drive traffic to our website.
Okay, are you driving traffic to a landing page, or are you driving it to your actual website?
To our actual website, yeah, which does pretty good for us. We get a lot of leads, and we also do a lot of Google,
Google ads. Okay.
Yep, and I guess those are main things, and mailers. So that we do mailers like to almost every house in within 7 miles.
Oh, perfect. So you do mailers, you do. So you're running Facebook ads actually, or are you and Instagram ads as well?
Yes, Facebook ads, Instagram ads.
Now, are you running conversion ads?
Yeah, we do Google. We also do, and finally we do direct mail.
Okay, perfect.
That's our main 3 things that we do pretty much: social media, Google, and direct mail.
Okay, perfect. And how many? And so you're running them straight to your website. Are you capturing their details? Walk them through kind of the process. Are you running conversion ads? They go to a landing page. They're entering their name, email, phone number.
To our website, they usually fill out a form, or they call us, one or the other.
So really what I'm trying to do here, and what you want to do on your audit calls, is you want to just figure out their process. Like what are they doing right now to generate business? What have they tried in the past? What is their process from cold to sold? Like what are they doing? And how does it work, right? And also what you're trying to do is you're trying to figure out like where there are gaps, right? So if they're not doing something, obviously, that's a chance for you to sell something. So you'll hear me ask in a second, like I ask, what do you do for email follow-up, right? Do you have a 21-day sequence and I have a 3-day? And he answers 3-day. And I'm like, wow, you're leaving money on the table, right? So I'll keep going, but that's what I'm doing here.
Like
okay, so it's actually okay. Got it. Like, that makes sense.
Like, yeah, I'm interested in cool sculpting. They fill out their number, their email, their name, and then we call them immediately.
Okay, perfect. I mean, it sounds like what you're doing is, I mean, that's what we do. I mean, we could definitely make it a lot better for you. If you're sending it right to a website, we can just plug it into the landing pages that we have that are proven to convert. You're going to get much better results than what you're getting right now.
Yeah, that's why I was interested when I saw that. I was like, yeah, that was interesting. And for us, if we're getting, you're saying you're going to give me 10 or 15 more a month. So if I'm getting, 100, I'd rather get 120,
Yeah, exactly. That what you're doing is kind of our strategy. So we do Facebook just like you do. We ask for certain zip codes. We do Google, but I mean, what you're doing right now, if you just need to switch to a landing page. And once we do that, instead of it going to the home page and it's more focused, because part of it's taking the traffic and then converting it into inquiries. Now, are you following up with all the leads? Do you have email follow-up systems built in?
Yeah, we email, text, and call. We do all three.
And do you have like a 21-day, 60-day sequence where someone fills in for their details and they're continually getting emails every single week from you?
No, we don't. That we don't do.
Okay, got it. That's another thing that we're going to want to add.
Like 3 days.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah, they're still in our system, and they'll get our emails, but not automatically. It's not like a drip campaign or anything like that. Like we'll figure maybe once a month or once every 2 months send some out. So they still are in our system, but that doesn't mean that they're getting the emails. Got it.
So you're definitely leaving money on the table there.
Yeah, I mean, we still do it though. But what you're saying is there some kind of automated system? No.
Okay. Oh, but you're still following up with
we still follow up
once a month.
Get something from us. Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. Okay. Got it. How many patients a month are you currently getting when it comes to cool sculpting?
I couldn't give you the number of patients, but I'm gonna have to guesstimate.
That's fine.
How many cycles we do? So I'm gonna guess we sign up 35.
Okay, 35 a month. Okay. And how many leads do you currently getting every single month?
It's hard to track because a lot of them are duplicates. So I'm going to say 150.
Okay, about 150 leads. And then so you're doing about 35 new patients a month. How many are those, or some of those coming from referrals and word of mouth?
Referrals, word of mouth, maybe 10, 20%. The rest
10, 20?
From what I
the paid ads. Okay, got it. Okay. And what's the goal for all this? How many patients do you want to be getting a month? How much money do you want to be making with cool sculpting specifically?
In this location, I'd like to do double.
Okay. So 70?
70, yes.
70 patients. Okay. Okay.
So, I mean, really quick, really simple. Like, you're always trying to find the gap. Like, how many patients do they have, which is really how much money they're making with whatever you're selling. I asked how many leads are you guys getting per month, right? I want to find the current state, and then I'm asking, okay, what's the desired state? Which is he's at 35, he wants to double it, he wants to go 70. So
let me do this then. I mean that's
and then that's enough for me, right? So based off of like the fact that he's already advertising and what he said, I'm going to schedule a second call. So this is the pitch for the second call. And you can hear that.
It
now.
seems doable because I know there's a lot of population out where you are.
Yeah.
I'm actually from originally, so.
Yeah, we're very densely populated where I am.
Yeah. So I grew up in. So let me do this. The way that we work is different. I mean, sounds like you're identical to some of the best businesses that we work with. I mean, you're on the ball. You're running ads already. You know to call the leads quick, so I have no problem with that. So let me do this. I mean, the way that we work is very different. We have a guaranteed service where if we don't deliver on our end, then you don't pay. We're the only company that I know of that does that. So let me do this. Let me look at your business. Let me look at the area around where you guys are, and then I'll come up with a plan on how we can get to those 70 patients a month and what that's going to look like, and then we can take it from there. How does that sound?
Sounds good.
Okay, perfect. When's a good time for you to chat tomorrow?
Anytime in the afternoon is good.
Okay, anytime afternoon. Let me just pull up my calendar here.
Same number that you called me from?
Yep, same number. How about tomorrow? Because I got a 3 and a 4. Same time tomorrow, 2 p.m. Eastern time.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, perfect. All right, and I will send you an email so you have that, and I'll have my guys look at this, and I'll look at it as well, and we'll take it from there. But it was good to meet you, and I look forward to speaking with you tomorrow.
All right, I have a question.
Yeah.
The companies that you deal with are, do you deal with companies that are, like you said, on the...
So that's it. That's a booked appointment. If you don't have their cell phone number, I had a cell phone number. You would say, what's the best number for you? If you didn't have his personal email address, you would get that here on that second call and button that down. I already had his personal email as well as his personal cell, so I'm just going to send him a calendar invite. I'm going to send him a text before the phone call. Also, I want you to notice what was not said on this call is as important. So there was nothing about the mechanism, right? There was nothing about Facebook ads. There was nothing about artificial intelligence. There was no technobabble at all. This entire call was focused on getting him more patients. That's the pillow talk. That's what he's like, I'm at 35, I want to get 70. That's what your prospect is thinking about. So we didn't even talk about the mechanism, right? So that's it. And then where he's going to ask us a question.
And they're relatively busy, or do you only deal with like mom and pops that don't know what they're doing, or
no, I like the companies that know what they're doing. That way I can plug into what the mom and pops are the ones that, they have leads and have sales. And none of them they're like, you're already making ads work.
Yeah.
Where like you're doing everything smart, in my opinion. The two things I can do to plug in, just knowing what I know, is if, we take that traffic you have and send it to a landing page, that's going to make a huge difference. And then on top of that, if we get a little bit more diligent with the nurturing sequence, then that's also going to, get you some more. Because if you're only sending 3 follow-ups and they're going kind of into your drip, if we get a little bit more systematic with that and just market specifically to the people that went to Cool Sculpting with even emails and remarketing on Facebook to all the actual inquiries, that's going to give you a boost in the amount of patients that you're bringing in. But you're already doing really smart things. I mean, you should be on Google, you should be on Facebook, and the way to do Facebook is what I call the best buyer strategy, which is you don't go and plaster it around everyone. It's go to the better neighborhoods right around you where they have money.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So in my opinion, you're doing a lot of smart things already.
Okay. All right, great. So let me know.
Okay. All right, perfect. I'll take a look at it, and I'll talk to you tomorrow too.
So that's it. That's the audit call. Very simple. Obviously I'm not holding anything back here. You saw the video, you saw the cold email. That's the quick video. And now we're going to go to the second call, which results in a $4,900 a month sale. All right, guys, welcome back. So if you've been following along, we are now at the live sales call where the $4,900 a month sale is made. So, like I said, this is through this process, nothing held back, which I don't think anyone really does this. So this is the cold email here, right? We went through the education-based marketing video. You just saw the live audit call with Henry. Now, what happened was we scheduled for the next day, and even with the text reminders, even with that, he no-showed. So, and that happens, right? Business owners are busy, but was able to reschedule him in for another call, and we're going to take it off. So, really quick, the planning call is really I want to do a couple things. Number one, reconnect with them. What I always do is I every call I do, I take the transcript, put it to Riverside RM or whatever you use for transcription, and then put it into a large language model, get the summary. So have that in front of you. If you're old school, have a notebook in front of you of the call. And what you want to do is say, great, we've and actually look at their business and make sure you get results for them, right? So looked at their business, everything was good, right? And basically the call goes, hey, what I want to do in this call is plan out how we could get you to those 70 new patients, 70 new patients per month. You're at 35, so here's going to be the plan to get you those extra 35. And just tell me a little bit more about the goal so I can completely understand that. I kind of want to get him back thinking about the goal, right? And again, we don't want to talk about tech or anything like that, or AI or anything, like here's AI automations. Like we want to focus on 35 patients a month. And then essentially what we want to do is we want to figure out like, okay, you're getting this many leads based off your current sales process. How many leads is that going to take? And this was a rare call. If there's other calls that you could hear me do this where I walk them through the math. He actually just did the math for me, which is really nice. So if they do part of the sales call for you, great. So he did that. And what's also why I wanted to play this. So usually we do the B2B ROI after the B2B ROI, which is doing the math, right? What I then do on a planning call is I would make sure like, okay, just want to make sure that you can handle the leads, right? So a little bit of takeaway selling in this process. So, so just out of, I think it's a perfect fit. But just out of curiosity, I want this to be a win for me. I want this to be a win for you. Are you going to be able to call the leads within 5 minutes, right? And you want some sort of takeaway. After they say yes, that it's okay, cool. Let me explain the service really quick. What we do is we place these ads on multiple channels. This is the offer that they see, up to $1,000 off cool sculpting. They run, they submit it. You call them up, you book them in, and they become a new cool sculpting patient, right? And then I go, the way that it works, the way that we charge is for 100 leads is $4,900, right? And that is with aim to bring you in that additional $45,000 in sales. And then I explain the guarantee, and then usually I move right into the close. This call is different because, and it's a great example. He threw me off, so he's like asking for the cost right away, and I'm asking questions. So I'm kind of loosely following that script all the way to the close. But I figured I wanted to show this to you because the biggest thing I wanted when I first started was I didn't have the belief that you could take someone who didn't know you and within 3 days, without being a fancy pants guru or anything like that, turn it into a $4,900 sale. And again, this was done over Zoom audio, right? I think one call was done over Zoom audio only, and the other call was actually old school over the phone. I think the first call was on the phone. So you don't have to show your face. You don't have to do Zoom calls. You can do it completely, just audio, like the way that I did it. I like to do sales calls, and I like to pace around. So that's the way that I do it. So with that said, this, like I said, when I first started, I just was like, I didn't have the belief. So this is a great call to show you, like, you can kind of mess a lot of things up. And as long as you got the right offer, which is a cold, friendly offer, and you'll even say, like, we negotiate on price. So it's good to see that, as well as he didn't go with someone because they charged too low. I think it's really good for people to hear. Like, sometimes that you're charging too low is why you're not getting deals. So this is a perfect call because it's not the usual. but it ends in credit card for a $4,900 sale. So I'm going to play this. I'm going to be quiet here, and we're going to get right into this call. So here we go. Again, he missed the call, so I'm like, great to finally connect, and I get right into it.
How's it going?
Hey, good.
Good to finally connect.
Yeah, man.
So, we had a call scheduled a couple days ago, so I'm just looking at everything. We actually went ahead. We looked at your area and looked at the competition, and we feel really confident coming in and guaranteeing our results on our end.
Okay, so my big question is, how much does it cost? How do I pay, and how do I get proof?
Got it.
I like what you did. I saw what you're doing. So you're doing lead generation ads, which is something I don't really do much of.
Yep.
And you're asking pertinent questions, right? Like, do you come with the questions, or is it someone else does?
What do you mean?
The questions for the lead generation? Is that something that you would do? Okay.
Yeah, we get that.
So again, he's trying to take over the call right away. My way that I handle this, and other people can handle it different ways. Obviously, this work to turn into a sale is I'll answer the question, I'll answer the price really quick, and I'll try to get back onto the script. So you'll hear me quickly answer it and then move.
Them to give you their name, their email, their phone number, and then what part of their body they want treated with cool sculpting.
Okay, so pretty much these are good leads.
And so this is also why in the end I don't go through like what the service is, because I kind of cover it here. Like, and he now watched the video, by the way, in between. So that video that we saw. So he's like, I get it, right? And that kind of gives you the high level pitch. That's all most people need, is that high level pitch, right? So
these are qualified leads from your area. So they're with an 8-mile radius of your area. They're people that are interested in cool sculpting and are raising their hand, saying, "Hey, I want to know more about this."
Okay.
And then what we do.
So how do we? Because you had said I only pay if there's results. So how do we?
Yeah, absolutely. So the way that it works is we guarantee that we send you a number of leads. So, for example, our kind of plan that we built out for you guys is to send you guys 100 leads per month. Now, that would be kind of like a small starting point. With the demographics of your area, we could definitely do more than 100 leads. But let me ask you this. The goal was to get to 70 patients a month. You said you're doing 35 currently.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit more about that goal so I can kind of completely understand.
So right there, that's I'm back on script. So the one who's asking questions is the one that's in control. So I kind of answered his questions. He's trying to like really control the call. But I got part of the service in. I know he understands the service, so that's why I skip it towards the end. But now I do the first question, which is tell me a little bit more about the goal, get him focused on the goal, and we're going to keep rocking and rolling.
Okay, so usually if we book a consult from a lead, like let's say we get a lead, usually from that lead we book about 40% of them to 50%. That's half of them, right?
Okay.
Out of that, about 60% show up. Right.
Okay.
So if it's 100, 50 of them get booked. Then out of the 50, 30 of them show up.
Okay.
Out of the 50% of them buy. So that's 15 extra patients, right?
Yep.
From 100 leads. So to double it, let's say 30. Let's say we got to get 30. We need 200 leads.
Yep.
Yeah.
Got it. And what's the average customer value? Because those numbers are right in line with our best clients. Out of about 100 leads, they're seeing anywhere between 10 to 20 are converting into patients. So I mean, if your numbers sound right on track.
That's 15. Look at that.
Yeah, you're literally right in the middle.
Yeah. What is?
So again, I would usually ask the B2B ROI questions because I want to figure out the math for him and do the math with him. He actually just did it. So that's, again, why it's a little bit different of a call. But if they do parts of the call, then you don't need to do it, right? It'd be weird.
Our average patient, $3,500.
$3,500. So what's 3,500? That's a good, perfect. So I mean, 3,500.
Maybe 3,000. It depends. Every month's different, but maybe 3,000.
I mean, even if we lowball, let's say it's $3,000, what's 15 times $3,000? That'd be another 45,000 in additional revenue every month.
Yep, and I'd like to do double that. So, but you're
Okay.
So right there, get the average client value, right? Lowball them. We did the math. So we show, hey, based off these 100 leads that I'm going to send you, right? Based off your numbers, that's going to be an additional $45,000, right? And that's the number, right? So how much would you be willing to pay to get $45,000 in sales? So
you're getting 100 leads, is what you're saying?
Yep. 100 real valid leads from, we do a 10-mile radius looking at your area. And that's kind of the plan that we built out. We already started working on the campaign for you. In full transparency, I am in touch with Advanced as well as Event Spa. So
Or are they?
they're right around where you guys are. We've been mailing out. Yeah, it was I think 8 miles from you.
I never heard of them. Hold on.
So again, this is optional. Like if you are mailing all the other locations and they're responding to you and going back and forth, and this was the case. So just adding a bit of urgency and scarcity. Like I'm going to work with one person. I drop the actual names of the people right around him. So that's what we're talking about here.
Google it. Dermatology. They're not. Yeah. That's definitely not our coverage area, so we're not really competing against each other.
Okay, perfect. So I guess what's your guys' process? Because it sounds like a really good fit. The only concern that I ever have on my end is how quickly you guys can get to the leads, because I just want to be transparent. If you're not able to get to these within the first 5 to 15 minutes of them coming in, it will dramatically hurt the results of your campaign.
So again, that's the takeaway line that I talked to you about. Like we're at it in, I think we're like only 4 minutes in. So usually we're getting to this a lot longer in the call, but it's just kind of been compressed.
10 minutes.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, I mean, if you do that, it sounds like you guys got your numbers on track. So let me kind of walk you through.
What you said is actually like 5 miles from me. Yeah.
Yep, it's a dermatology.
Okay, yeah, they're not really that busy compared to us as far as cool sculpting is concerned.
Got it. That's probably why they reached out to us.
Yeah, but you're doing well for them.
No. We're just in talks right now. We they're deciding, but obviously once you give it a go, then you have the exclusive on the area. So it's first come, first served.
All right. So what's the other? You said you're dealing with someone that's not in my area that is very busy.
There's obviously I told you about dermatology. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. That's
so
not my area.
So they're extremely busy. They do the most volume. They're not a client of ours. Since I've been in almost every area across, I model a lot of what they do.
Okay.
Because hey, the proof in the pudding. They're driving more volume than anyone.
Yeah,
so
they're super busy. They're definitely busy, and they're not in our area, so they're not in competition, but they're still busy. But is there someone that you're dealing with in the area right now, or no?
No. That's why we're having this call, because I'm looking for a partner in your area.
Okay, so who are you dealing with right now, and is it for cool sculpting?
Currently, I have another client. That's the only other client that I have in New York.
Okay, and are they doing well with it, or?
Yeah.
Because
we're in month 4 right now.
Oh, month 4, and then how many leads are you generating?
They're at 50 leads a month.
Okay, that's not bad. Okay.
Yeah. So we have room to throttle it more, but they're sticking at 50 currently.
And this is a pretty busy place, right?
I would say they are. I don't know their exact numbers of what they're doing outside of what we're doing, but yeah, they're fairly busy. I mean, I don't think they're as busy as you, where they're doing. I think already you're doing more than what they are. Maybe we're close. They're doing about 35. You said you're doing about 35 a month. I'd say they're probably, about between 20 to 25 cool sculpting patients per month.
I know doing like 100. Like they're doing a lot.
Yeah, they're the most in the whole country. They're the most in period.
Yeah, anywhere, right?
Yeah, anywhere in the entire United States is the busiest.
Wow. Yeah, so they're definitely someone that you want to copy.
Exactly. Which is why I do that. So we copy their basic lead gen, and we also, we follow up very similar to the way they follow up. So the way it works, I know you asked about the investment. Very simple. For the program, everything is everything's included in the fee. So there's no like additional charges for advertising or anything like that. Everything's included. Likewise, we also don't have any long contracts of any type. It's not like a 12-month contract. Everything that we do is month to month. Just cancel within 7 days via email.
Yep.
I don't think that'll happen, but we just do that to reverse the risk as well, and we also guarantee a result. So the way that it works is for 100 leads per month guaranteed, we charge $4,900, and that is with the aim to bring in that additional $45,000 in revenue. If at any point we don't get you those 100 leads in the monthly cycle, we'll pause the billing. So we get you those 100 leads for the month. And if we still can't get you those 100 valid leads from the starting point, 60 days from that starting point, we actually refund you in full. So you have absolutely no risk.
Oh, so say that again. So it's $4,900 for the 100 lead guarantee. Okay.
Correct. Yep.
And then.
So again, that was basically the pitch. 4,900. I don't say 4,900. It's 4,900. I learned that from high ticket watch sales, right? They always try to minimize it, and then I say $45,000, right? So I'm going to drop the number. I'm going to drop the what it is. I skipped what the service was just because we went over it, right? Really quickly, like high level what it is. So I think he fully understands the service. If we didn't do that, I would have said, so here's how it works. We place these, ads over, or various different channels within a 10-mile radius. The offer they see is $1,000 off cool sculpting, right? And that and that's up to 6 cycles, and then essentially what we do then is up to 6 cycles. So they see that ad, they respond, you their name, email, phone number, you call them up within 5-10 minutes, like we talked about. You book them in for an appointment, get them down, they show up, you close them, you turn them into new patients, right? So the way that we charge is it's $4,900 a month, and that's for the 100 leads guaranteed. I say guaranteed, with the aim to bring you that $45,000 in additional sales every month, right? You end with that. You end with the focus on the $45,000 that they're going to make. Because anytime anyone hears price, they're like, oh, right? So we end with the focus, and now he just starts asking me questions on the guarantee. So
we can track it because it's our account, right?
Correct. So every lead we send to you via an email, via a text message, and then we have a lead tracking sheet. So I think I sent you the image of a lead tracking sheet for another.
You need access to our Facebook, Instagram, or?
Yeah, we run it from our own accounts because we have a Facebook pixel and an Instagram pixel that is seasoned because we're generating leads in other parts of the country.
I just have to give you access as a partner, right?
Yep, that's correct.
All right, so you don't actually have to log into mine. I get it.
Nope.
No, I've done that. All right,
nope,
and then 4,900, and then it's 100 guaranteed lead. If you don't reach 100, what happens?
We pause the billing, and if we still don't get to 100 after 6 days from the starting point, we refund you in full.
I see. So what if you give me 200? I don't have to pay double, right?
It's 100 minimum. So usually for the 100 lead package, the budget's kind of set so that we get you about 110, 120. For 200, it's just about putting more budget in it.
Yeah. I see. So pretty much the 4,900 gets me the 100, no matter how long it takes, is what you're saying. Exactly. But after how many months you will give me a full refund?
If we don't get you the 100, let's say it goes 30 days and we got you, say, 80 leads only, right? The billing will pause. Now, in the next from day 30 to day 60, let's say we still can't get you, let's say we get you 89 now, we only get you 9 more because we haven't reached the 100 lead target, then we refund you in full. But if during the,
like for example, the place that you're dealing with, you say you get about 50, so they pay about that much every 2 months, right?
No, the package they're on is actually it's a smaller package. It's 50 guaranteed per month, and it's 2,500 a month.
Okay.
So they just pay less.
That sounds good, except 49 seems a little steep, because you're not the only one that's calling. I gotta say, there's like 2 other people doing the same exact thing, and remember I do, hey, I got your text. You're just using the text service, and they're doing the same exact thing, but for less. But I only talked to one other, but I didn't go with them, but they were doing it for less. Is there?
Yeah, I'm sure there's people that do similar stuff. Yeah, however, I'm pretty sure they don't have the follow-up system dialed in like we do.
Yeah, well,
so, if it's just leads from Facebook, I mean, that's totally different than what we do. I mean, if you just want Facebook leads without the follow-up, without the system, then we could do it for a lot cheaper.
No,
and that's not going to get you the result that you're looking for.
Yeah, because that's what I do, and I get it. All right. That's the best price you could do?
Yep, that's the standard of what we do.
Now, what does it go down in price if I say, let's do a bigger package?
Yeah, if you want to do 200 leads per month, basically the way that would look is it would go to, let me just do this real quick. So for 200, we're looking at $8,000 a month.
All right, because at 200, we're talking about 30, which is almost doubling my business in cool sculpting, which is kind of what I want. Just give me an idea, since you're looking at. How do you even know what they're doing? You just follow them, or whatever, and see what they're doing.
Yeah, you can easily spy on people with the right tools.
Oh, okay. So
I've played prospect with them. I've opted into their funnels. I've taken phone calls from their people playing prospect.
How do I get as busy as that?
Well, you advertise like them, and you do it consistently month after month after month, and you build up your database.
So again, price objection, right? And this is more of like a price complaint. So I didn't even handle the money objection. And I just basically, he tried to compare me, right? Which is what's going to happen. And you always want to make yourself uncomparable. So I have that lead oven, which is, AI follow up. And essentially, I said, if it's just a Facebook lead is what you want, then I could do it for a lot cheaper. But I don't think that's what you want. And that handled the price objection. But he's still not happy with the price, right? So he's like, well, if I get more, will the cost per lead go down? And then he talks about, which is always good to know who the top people are. So I, in this niche, I knew who the top people were. So he's now asking a question like, how do I get as busy as them? And I'd done my homework. And you could do your homework, right? I'll show you how to do that when we create the ads in the ad section. Like you want to have the AI agents go out and figure out who are the top providers there's always a 1%, whether it's roofing, whether it's hair restoration, there's always the top 1%, right? You want to find out what they're doing, and you want to deconstruct it, model it, and then sell that to the rest of the 99%. Like that's pretty much what I've done in every market. In the coaching market, did the same thing. That's how business went Inc. 5000, right? So because I know about it, right? It gives you authority. Like again, there's no social proof, there's no anything. It's just I'm demonstrating my knowledge of this company, and he's curious about it. So
that really is the key. I mean, what you want to do is if we're looking at 200 leads a month, let's say even we start smaller, we do 100 leads a month. 100 leads a month after 10 months, you have 1,000 people within a 10-mile radius that have raised their hand saying, "I want cool sculpting."
Yeah.
I mean, not everyone's going to buy month one, but if you follow up like our best clients do and send them emails forever, that's how you really start to dominate the market.
Send them emails every month forever.
Exactly.
Yeah. And text messages too, everything, not just emails. Because
Yep.
emails kind of stuck now to texting. So, question: how much do you think they're spending to get to where they want to get? You know,
It's tough to tell. I know they're spending about $1,200 a month on Google Ads, but they also have, I believe, they have 4 different locations.
yeah.
So they're consistently running a lot of advertising on social media as well,
Yeah.
and they've been doing it for a really long time. So I mean, if you think about, let's say they're spending, I don't know, $5,000 a month, $6,000 a month, and they're doing on Facebook, and they're generating 200, 300 leads a month. I mean, 300 leads a month after just 10 months, you know, you got a database of 3,000 people, and they're constantly dripping on them with emails.
Yep.
And, you know, they got people probably from 2 years ago that have opted in that they've just seen the ad so many times and they've got so many emails that when they decide to use CoolScope, then they're going to go with them.
They're gonna go with them. Yep.
I mean,
All right.
that really is that really is the strategy to build out and really dominate your area.
What do you recommend I do with you?
I would recommend that we start at 100 leads for the $4,900 a month, and then once we start to see the numbers, then we scale up to those 200 leads per month at $8,000.
Once I see it's working, in other words.
Once you see it working, yeah.
Yeah, because that's the whole idea. If it's not working, I'm not going to raise it.
Yeah, exactly. And I definitely want to make sure that I can get leads in your area. So I mean, I am risking a little bit here. You know, the fact that I got to get 100 leads for you, and I have to perform. So to minimize my risk, I would want to start with 100.
Okay. Let me just look real quick at something. Hold on. So you did this all over the country, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Just for cool sculpting, or?
We do cool sculpting. We do sculpture. We do a few of the different body contouring products.
Okay.
We do cryo swimming as well.
Have you done at all or no?
Yes, we have. We actually tried it out in Miami.
What do you think? Your opinion?
It's not as popular as cool sculpting. I mean, we were able to generate leads for it, but the conversion wasn't there as far as, you know, the easy sales that come with cool.
Yeah, it's not. Yep.
One thing that you can do is you can add M-Sculpt in as a bonus to cool sculpting. That is what it does, and it just makes you different. They actually add in one of their offers they run is if you do, I think it's 2 cycles of cool sculpting, they do a free thing of M-Sculpting for you. So again, it's just making yourself different to all the other offers out there. Because I mean, where you are, you have 8 people in a 10-mile radius that are offering cool sculpting. So one of the things that we want to also brainstorm on the back end is how do we make yours different?
Okay.
That is what it does.
Am I going to see what you've created too?
Yep. You know, the only thing that we ask is that you don't share the ads, obviously. So, because we have had people knock us off in the past.
Oh, well, who will I share it with? What do you mean?
Or just.
Oh, just rip off your ads.
Yeah, exactly. So that's part of what the agreement's for.
I see. Okay. And you're going to give me all the, in other words, the leads don't go straight to me. They're going to come from you to me.
That's correct.
Okay.
Yeah, and in this part of the sales, like the price is out. Like he's just asking buyer question after buyer question. So I just, I'm going to be quiet, going to answer the questions, not going to really oversell it. And that's pretty much what I'm doing here.
So I mean, like I said, we've already started working on the campaign. We're about 50% done. The only thing that we need to do to get rolling is lock in a payment. I'll shoot you over the agreement, and then we can get this up and running in the next 48 hours.
And it's fast, right? Like when you get it, we get it immediately. Like you said, we should respond in 5-10 minutes.
And again, I should have explained this. I thought because I answered some questions out earlier, he'd be fine. He just needs a little bit more detail, which could happen even if you do explain the service. But this is perfect. Like, he's getting the questions, answers that he needs, and I'm explaining the service. So
Yeah, it is real time. So instantly, once they submit, we forward it to you in real time.
Yeah, we literally check every 10 minutes to make sure there's no new leads. Like, because we call them, we email them, we text them, we do everything within 5-10 minutes.
Perfect.
Well, except after we close, but
Yeah, obviously, and that's also why
like
we.
Example, as soon as we open, we have like 10-15 leads sitting there waiting for us. So that's
Yep.
what you recommend, right? The same thing. Like
Exactly. I mean, once you open, call them right away. We're also really big on driving inbound phone calls, so that's the second part of our process, which is really once you generate the lead, we also follow the leads with retargeting ads, and we also follow up via email to drive the inbound phone call.
Oh, I see. Okay. Well, that's what we're gonna do. We do. We call them, we email them, and we text them immediately. Like all three.
Yeah, perfect.
You say you do that too, or no? You just.
Yeah, we also do that as well, and we do that from our brand. So you follow up on your end, we follow up on ours, and we really just do everything we can from both of our ends to get them to call in.
All right, but what if they call in meaning calling to me, right? They can't call in to you.
Yeah, if they call into you, you just mark that on the lead tracking sheet, and then we take them out of the email follow-up series because we know, hey, they already called in.
And if they call into you, what happens?
You will get a notification. It'll come in through our tracking number, and when you pick up the phone, it'll say, "This is a new Cool Sculpting inquiry from Influence Digitally." And then you'll pick up the phone, and from their end, it'll say, "This call is recorded for quality assurance." And then you will get that after that call is completed, you will get an email notification saying, "Hey, we just drove a new inbound phone call for you, and here's the name, here's the number."
You don't ever answer the phone. The phone comes to us.
Yeah, the phone comes to you, exactly.
And what about you say you also do email?
Yep, we also send an email notification as well.
And what if they respond? Does it come to us or it comes to you?
If they respond on the email, it'll come to us.
Okay. And then you'll forward it.
And then we respond to that. So we basically will answer their question.
And again, this is done actually with AI, but I'm not going to mention that this is done with AI. I'll say it's done with our team. We actually have it so that when they respond we use Go High Level. So they respond, and then with Go High Level, you could read it. And then it's just a simple follow-up, which actually has the tracking number. So everything we do pushes back to the tracking number.
Question and say, "Hey, call the office," and we say, "Here, call the tracking number to get all your questions answered."
But you have enough. Your staff has enough basic knowledge to be able to handle all that until it gets to us.
Yeah, exactly. And a lot of times we're just deflecting the question to say, "Hey, let's speak to the Cool Sculpting specialist," because a lot of times it's like, "Hey, what's the cost?" Kind of the basics of any response from leads from advertising.
Yep. Okay. All right. Everything's not good. Can you do any better as far as the monthly?
4,900 is really the price. I mean, we don't have any setup fees.
The other guy lowballed me because he said 2,900, but I don't believe that he could do it for 2,900. But somewhere in between. I know that just from guys that have my own.
So this is a great example of why so many beginners charge too low. This is the other guy that tried to sell him went in at $2,900 a month, $2,900, which, for some people taking a program, like a marketing program, they're like, that's so much money. Let me charge $1,000. He lost the sale because he charged $2,900. And again, you're going to see me make the sale at $4,900. There's something called the Van Westerden price drop, which is like, that at a certain level, if you sell a service like this and it's too cheap, they don't believe you, right? So you actually want to figure out what the right pricing is for the market that you're going in. And oftentimes it's going to be, especially service, even if you're a beginner, you want to charge these prices right away, $4,900. And again, I've trained so many beginners now on this process, and they've landed $13,500 a month deals, $9,000 a month deals as their first deal. So there's an example of that in action.
Guys internally that have done lead generations, we're doing it between $32 and $42 about Like, so I know you got to make some money, but,
Yeah, it really, I mean, the month one, I just leave a bit of, our margin is also, we're doing a lot more than just generating leads for you. Like I said, we do the follow-ups, we do the retargeting.
Yeah. So pretty much
we are
that's
pretty,
what I'm saying. If you're doing well, maybe you'll lower the cost on the second, third month or whatever if we're doing well.
yeah, exactly.
Okay. You just want to ensure that you're not, taking that big of a risk the first month, right?
Exactly. And month one is usually when we're spending the most on leads too, because every area there is an optimization process when it comes to generating the leads. Month one, it could be $52 a lead for us, and we're actually making no money. So we're trying to make our money over the relationship.
I see. Okay. And then also, as far as like the coverage area and the radius, do you know what areas not to target? Like what?
No, that's something that you would need to tell me. So that is something that we're going to put our heads together as far as what zip codes we want to put more spend into, what zip codes we want to stay out of.
Okay. And when do we start doing that?
Right away. So once you say let's do this, what we'll do is we'll get the emails that we're going to send this to for the notifications, the text messages that are going to get the notifications, and then also what's the phone number for the inbound phone calls. Once we get that, once we take care of the details of the first month's payment, the agreement's okay, we then schedule basically a 30-minute onboarding call. So we could schedule that for tomorrow. On that onboarding call, we just walk you through the best procedures as far as handling the leads, make sure there's a smooth handoff between us and your staff, and make sure that they understand how the lead tracking system works, how everything's moving. And then basically once that's done, we just turn on and we go live. And you usually get leads within the first 4 to 5 hours of us turning it on.
Yep. Okay. Sounds good.
Okay.
And everything over.
All right, perfect. So just for the payment details, is that going to be Visa or MasterCard?
Let me see.
So he's looking for his card now. So again, that's the close. He's like, okay, send everything over. You always want to try to get the credit card on the phone, right? Get the card over the phone, then send the agreement. So he says, okay, send it. And I said, cool. So how do you want to take care of that payment, Visa or MasterCard? And then whenever you do a close like that, you just be quiet, zip the lips. And just be quiet, right? Sit in it, let him.
I got a lot of credit cards. Hold on.
So one of my first sales trainers taught me something here, which is put the phone on mute. Once you ask for it, put the phone on mute. So I'm pretty sure that's what I did.
Yeah, I'll find the one credit card I want to use. Hold on.
Okay.
Visa.
Okay. And then the long numbers on the card.
One second. Okay, it's 4266.
and that's it. Cha-ching, right? Starts reading off the card numbers, and that is it. That is a from cold to sold, right? I just want to show you, and nothing back, because like for me, that was key. Was I worked in a company and I saw it done. I saw $60,000 sales being made to dentists, and I couldn't believe it, right?
And then the CVC code?
07.
Ask them for the CVC code. So, long number on
and
the
the
card.
name on the card, is it any middle initials?
Name on the card. And again, this is...
and it's 4...
I'll read the card back number to them. And that's it. Like, we're going to now onboard them. I've silenced it.
And then what's the address tied to that card?
Ask them what the address is tied to the card. Again, this is just order taking, right? This should be very routine for you. What's the long number? What's the long number on the card? What's the CVC code? The expiration date, right?
And the zip code? Okay, perfect. Let me just quickly run this through. And then what I'm going to do now is I'm going to shoot you the agreement. That's just going to summarize what we spoke about here today. And you also have the guarantee in writing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to send that over to the email for you.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Cool. And then that's
Shoot
it.
that over
Shoot
right
the
now.
agreement over.
Should get that email that's coming from Adobe Sign.
I use
And then
Adobe
what
Sign.
is the email addresses that you want for the notifications coming in, for the email notifications?
This should be info.
And now
yeah.
This is kind of irrelevant, but now we're into onboarding. I'm going to ask him what the email notifications are. I'm going to ask him for what text messages that he wants the leads to go to, and then we're going to schedule the onboarding call. So again, this is it.
Okay,
this is
perfect.
nothing held
and
back,
then
right?
Any other email addresses? We can do up to 10.
No, that's fine. Unless you want to do it to my, CC me too.
Okay.
Yeah, just fine. Yeah.
All right. And then for the text message notifications, what would be the best for those?
Now, what do you mean by that?
So we also do a text message. So the minute a lead comes in, you'll get a text message to who's ever handling these that'll say, hey, you got a new cool sculpting lead. And then you can call it now.
Inbound phone calls because you contact them after it's right away though. So we might be getting phone calls in the middle of the night is what you're saying?
Yeah. That's quite rare though. I'd say the majority of them come in during business hours. Like, we have the odd few that'll come in at night. In that case, obviously you can't pick those up. And
yeah, yeah, like the night owls at 11 o'clock, they're saying, all right, I'll call them tomorrow or whatever. They're not going to call right there. I would think they know.
Okay, perfect. That was approved. So congratulations. Welcome aboard.
All right. Hopefully it works.
Yeah, it should work. I mean, if you're telling me, if what you're telling me is right with your numbers, then this should be a slam dunk because you're right where you need to be.
Yep.
Of 100 leads, 50. So it sounds like we're going to knock it out of the park right away. So I'm excited. So I sent you over the agreement. Just give that an okay. What I'll do now is I will send you out just an email that'll confirm the receipt for this, and then you should be on the lookout for the welcome package. I'll have my guys send that out either today or tomorrow. And then when's a good time tomorrow for us to have an onboarding call? We could do it tomorrow, or we could do it on.
Tomorrow's fine.
How does 1 p.m. Eastern time work for you?
1 p.m. tomorrow, right? You're saying Wednesday?
Or 2?
2's even better. 2's better.
Okay. All right. We'll do 2 p.m. and I'll send you a calendar invite for that right now. So let me just quickly send that over to you for the onboarding call. And just make sure that everyone who handles the leads on that call, just so that we can get that all set up and make sure there's a smooth transition when we get this going for you.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And then that's really it. I'm excited. we should be good to go.
Too. All right, great.
All right, perfect. I'm going to send this invite to you now. Actually, let's do 2:30.
Okay, that's fine.
Got another call down there. So, all right, I'll send that to you now. That way you got the invite, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. So be on the lookout for the welcome package and the receipt. I'll have my guys build out the rest of this, and we're ready to rock and roll. I'm excited and look forward to working with you.
Yep, thank you.
All right, perfect. I will talk to you tomorrow.
Okay, bye-bye.
All right, bye.
And that's
How's it
it.
going?
Like,
Hey, good.
that is the sale in the books. Like I said, onboarded, call the next day. And then we're in the next video, I'm going to show you how to use agentic AI to set up the entire service. But what I wanted to stress here is like the AI is not the important part. Anyone can pick up the AI stuff. The sales and the prospecting and all of this communication is really the secret to this business. If there is a barrier to entry, it is knowing how to run these sales calls, knowing how to do the video sales letters, and knowing how to position what you are offering. So, this is it. Like if you learn this skill, these two skills, how to do direct response copy so that people say, yes, I want to have a conversation with you. And then how to do a VSL and a sales process, which takes strangers from cold to sold. Like you will never have to worry about money again because you could be stripped of all your money. And guess what? 1, 2, 3, 4 of these sales at $4,900 a month, and you're already at 20 grand a month. So this is this is, if you're under 7 figures, this is the skill to learn, right? It's how to have these conversations. It's how to do what we just covered. So that's it. And this is really what I wanted when I first started was like, there's so much theory. There's so much, everyone's teaching sales, but it's like, just give me the example, right? That's what I wanted. I wanted the example because we, as human beings, we learn best from examples. And throughout my career, I cherish things like this, which was like live recorded sales calls because you could actually hear the tonality. You could see what happened. So hopefully that was extremely valuable to you. And it built your level of belief that yes, hey, Mike made a bunch of mistakes here, right? And he still closed a $4,900 a month sale, right? That's after 10 months, that's $50,000 after 12 months, right? You do a good job with the service. That's a $60,000 sale. You don't need that many of those for it to make a dramatic impact in your life.
And that's exactly how you close a $4,900 a month retainer without being salesy, without using high pressure, and you let the education-based marketing do the heavy lifting. You position yourself as a partner. But here is the catch. Now that you've collected the cash and you actually have to deliver the result. So in the fourth and final video of this series right here, which you can access there, I'm going to take you inside and behind the scenes. I'm going to show you exactly how to fulfill the services, how we set up the meta ads, how we build the agentic AI systems, the prompts we do, everything. So you get massive client results while barely lifting a finger. So if you like this video, click like, subscribe, and watch the next video. Click here to watch the Fulfillment Masterclass, and let's build this together.